Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the country's biggest stars, some of my favourite people, and we've got one for you today. Ronan Parke shot to fame on one of those reality shows, but unlike many, had a proper talent. He's just released a brand new album called Found My Way, which you can pre-order now on Amazon and other places too. And I'm delighted to say Ronan joins us now. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Well, I'm good. I've been looking at you and listening to this album, and it's interesting, isn't it, how you succeed or fail after being on one of these shows like Britain's Got Talent, of course, in your case, but it really did you well, and this seems to be your life now, doesn't it? It's a proper career.
Yes, yeah, definitely. I've been really lucky. I had such a lucky experience on the show, and I've been really lucky after the show as well. And I'm in a really fortunate position now where I'm 20 and I'm able to do this as a career, and it's something I'm really passionate about, and I love doing it. So I just find so much enjoyment. It doesn't even feel like a career or a job. It's just kind of more a passion, and I find so much enjoyment from it.
Remind me how old you were when you did the show.
I was 12. Yeah, 12 when I did the show.
And if you don't mind me saying, I mean, you'd got the sort of mummy vote before you'd even started, because there you were, this little angelic little boy who everybody just fell in love with. It's a great gimmick, and you've got to have one, really, haven't you?
I suppose so, yeah. I didn't really know what to expect, though, because I obviously didn't look at myself like that, and I wasn't sure. I mean, I kind of sang all my life, but I wasn't sure how I was going to be received, and like I say, I was so lucky with the reaction.
Tell me about your life now. Here you are talking to me today with a brand new album about to be released. I mean, we'll talk about the track listing in a minute and the songs on it, because these songs are great, but some of the titles are a bit worrying. Are you okay? Is everything good? That's my first question.
Yes, everything's fine.
Do you know why I asked that? Because you've got songs like Better Off Alone, Hurting Like a Child, Saying You're Mine, Every Thought, My Pain, Found My Way. It's a very reflective album, isn't it?
It definitely is. The songs are on there because I've connected to them through my own experiences. And I am young, but definitely I've connected to the songs, and they've got a special place in my heart now. So it's really exciting to be able to share them with everyone.
Talk to me about your life as a child, because as you say, you've always sang. It's something you've always done. You were born to be in show business, I guess.
I guess so. When I was young, I was always kind of putting on shows for everyone that would come round the house. They didn't have a choice. I'd be putting on a show, make them sit down and, do a half an hour show. And I've always just kind of enjoyed doing that. It's never really been, I don't know, it was never really something like, oh my gosh, Ronan can sing. I just did it. And it was just like, that was just what I did when I was younger. And everybody kind of knew that was going to be my thing. There was really nothing else that I showed much interest in. So yeah, it was really natural. And I mean, my mum used to sing when she was younger, and so I always grew up with music being played around the house and mum always singing. So I guess, that has something to do with it. But yeah, it's just been something I've really enjoyed, and kind of it just came really naturally.
Nobody can understand what it's like to be part of that furore of a TV show that's got 7 million viewers and is on for weeks on end. What was your life like at 12 when you became a megastar overnight? Because that's strange, isn't it? Going from walking to school as a kid to suddenly being on ITV prime time.
Yeah, it was definitely a very strange experience. To be honest, it actually happened so quick. It was like, we did the audition and obviously filmed that a long time before it was actually aired on TV. So by the time it came on TV, I'd not forgotten about it, but it felt like so, long ago. And then it came on and all of a sudden this all happened. But I'd already kind of done it, and I'd had the reaction from the judges and the audience. So I'd already done it, and I'd already lived it. So to then have it on TV and all of a sudden this, my life completely changed was crazy. But it happened so quick. And then the live shows obviously happened within a week. And then we went on tour afterwards, and then it was just constant bookings and recording and performing. So it just kind of, you have to adapt very quickly. I don't think I really got a chance to sit and reflect and be like, oh wow, this is happening. It just did happen.
And then growing up as a child in show business always amazes me. And there you are today, sounding perfectly sane and normal. Was there a point you sort of lost yourself and became sort of carried away in a bit of an arsehole, or were you always able to keep your feet on the ground?
I'd like to think I've always kept my feet on the ground. I went through different things, and I had time away from the music industry as well, and I wasn't sure whether it was something I wanted to continue with, to be completely honest. You go through ups and downs, and it definitely is a kind of bumpy roller coaster in this industry. But I've learned from everything, and I feel like I've grown a lot stronger, and I had to mature very quickly, and I'm really thankful for that. And I had a really great support system around me. My family have been incredible, and the people I work with are great. And I'm just feeling really positive, and I'm really grateful for good and bad things that I've been through. I guess it's just I've been really, really lucky, and that's kind of all there is to it.
And then the elephant in the room. I'm a deeply unattractive man, Ronan. Nobody's looking at me as a sex symbol. But you, on the other hand, are a very attractive young man. What has that been like, going through sort of clubs and panto and shows and dating and all of that? Has that been fun, or do you just sort of avoid all that?
To be honest, I'm really busy with doing the music stuff now. And obviously I was young when I was on the show, so I really wasn't interested in dating. And now I'm not really interested in it, to be honest now. I really do. I love singing, and that is kind of that's the thing that I'm in love with at the moment. And it's weird, I'm not really interested. And I feel I'm so young. I want to have fun, I want to experience things, and I don't want to put any pressure on it. I see kind of young people putting so much pressure on themselves to fall in love with somebody, and like, oh, you're going to get married to this person you meet at 20. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. I want to have fun. I want to be independent and kind of do my own thing. And that's kind of where I'm at the moment.
But you take my point. There must be many options out there now as a 20-year-old good-looking fella. I mean, your Twitter must be on fire.
Well, people are very, very nice. I'm lucky to have, very nice comments from people. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's strange. I'm just lucky to have, especially with kind of the fans I've kept from Britain's Got Talent, who've kind of grown up with me at the same time. It's, it's great. So yeah.
I guess the other problem is, of course, you're not a 12-year-old boy anymore. You're a man, and there is a big difference, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like I say, I've matured quickly. I mean, I matured quickly at 12, but obviously maturing as you always do, as a boy usually does, from 12 to 20. But I've had to mature in kind of extra ways, just because of, the experience in the industry I've chosen to be in.
So just to be absolutely explicit then, if there are people listening to this now thinking, oh, he's a nice bit of trouser, you want them to contact you or you don't want them to contact you? Come on.
I mean, let me put it this way. I'm not actively going out and looking to date people and meet people. That's just not really what I'm interested in.
Right.
But if I met somebody, I'm not, opposed to it. But yeah, it's just not something I'm really prioritising at the
Listen,
moment.
take advice from an old man. When you've got half-decent looks, and you certainly have, and you've got a showbiz career and you've got a new album, take advantage of it, because one day you'll wake up 38 looking like me and it'll all be over. That's all I'm saying, Ronan. Talk to me about this album. I mean, as I suggested earlier, some of these tracks do seem to be rather deep and reflective. Your bad moments, what happened that put you in this place where you were able to sort of associate with these records? Because you would think that your life is one of sort of a blessed existence.
Oh, and it definitely is. But, it's not been perfect, and it was, at some points difficult being, as much as there's, so many great things that I've experienced from being on a talent show at a young age, there are also other things that you experience that aren't great, and that happens in every industry and, happens to everyone. I guess I've just connected to these songs, lots of them are about meeting people and, just being a kind of, for me, I've reflected to the lyrics and the songs in a way of being like a young kid growing up. And I think lots of other young people can reflect to those songs in the same way. But what I love about the album is, for me, it was really important to have songs on there that weren't just for one kind of person. It was, it could be for loads of different people, and I don't think that there's, an age range at all to this album. There's songs on there for everyone. I really believe that. You've got the emotional ballads on there, and then you've got the dance kind of hits and anthems and pop songs. But it's nice to have that range. I think for a long period of time I was trying to kind of put pressure on myself to be like, what genre am I going to sing? Am I going to only do the ballads? Am I only going to do the pop songs? And, in reality, I don't like singing just one genre. I enjoy singing different things. I get bored very easily. So it's nice to have a range of music on the album that really suits everybody.
I found track 8, My Pain, very interesting and a beautiful song. I wonder what sort of led to you choosing that track, because it's pretty deep, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. It's probably one of the most emotional songs on the album. I heard My Pain, I heard the demo, and vocally it was, a challenging song, which I love. When I hear a big vocal, I get excited. I really enjoy having, a big vocal song on there. But the words, for me, going through different things in the industry or just in a personal life as a kid growing up, being able to connect to those words through my own experiences, to me, is what music is all about. And I hope that people who listen to not just that song, all of the songs on the album, will be able to connect in their own way.
And I wonder what it's like growing up in 2018 and being a 20-year-old lad. When I was 20, there was no Twitter, there was no Facebook, there was barely any internet. You might find that hard to believe, but there wasn't. Certainly at school, we didn't have anything. Now, of course, everybody's got these ways of recording and putting it online. Have you ever had difficulty with that, or have things been pretty good?
I definitely had difficulty, especially when I was on Britain's Got Talent, because it was, such a huge show. They have so many viewers. And you're, of course, putting yourself out there for people's opinions to, come out there. So I definitely had, some struggles at some point with cyber kind of bullying and things like that. But again, I had such a strong support system. And, I had music, I had a passion that I was able to kind of turn to. If I was ever feeling down about it, I could just kind of start singing and I'd feel, I'd forget about it all and I'd feel so happy about it. But I definitely feel with social media these days, it's, it's a blessing, because lots of people have businesses from having social media, and it's great in that aspect. But then in others, adds, I find a big pressure to young people, especially, always seeing this kind of idea of what perfect is, and it's not real a lot of the time. So it's it's a blessing and a curse, I find, and it has become in some ways ruling young people, the young generation. It's become, you have to have social media. If you don't have it, you're not living, you don't exist. It's crazy.
Where do you go from here? I mean, this new album is being released right now, and then I wonder what you're going to do next. Do you have ambition to go into TV? Are you considering reality shows? Because they're all going to want you, because that story, the Alan Jones classic story of the kid that did good, is always going to be timeless, isn't it?
To be honest, I'm just like with this album, it's been 7 years since I released my first album, and I was growing up in that time. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I didn't know what lane I wanted to kind of be in, and now I know. And so I just want to focus on making more music and performing. I love performing. That's my biggest passion. So I really just want to focus on the singing and the making music more than anything else. I'm very, open to lots of different things, but for me, the music is the biggest priority at this moment in time.
And will we get to see you on tour? I mean, you've got the album ready to go. Are you going to do some live dates next year?
Yes, definitely. I mean, that's definitely something that I'm hoping to do and organise, because, the best thing for me is to have this music that I'm really passionate about, being able to go out and then, physically seeing people's faces and how it's touched different people and different songs, people's different favourite songs, and how it, they've connected to it. And yeah, I mean, like I say, performing is, I get the most enjoyment out of performing live. So yes, definitely.
Well, I look at this new picture as I sit here. Found My Way is the new album by Ronan Parke, and my God, what a blessing to be young and to be half decent looking and to have your career in front of you. It's not bad being you right now, is it?
I'm very happy.
Congratulations on everything. Thank you so much for your time. Find My Way is available. Get it through Amazon and all the other online people too. Ronan Parke, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.